But to further the point, let's examine the passage from the book titled The Hebrew Identity of the Celtic Races. And it reads, numerous names associated with Celtic groups are similar to those associated with tribal groupings among the Hebrews. Example, Geber equals Gebar of Manasseh. Perisi equals Perish of Manasseh. Ulada or Oster equals Elada of Ephraim. Isru and Isrium of Britain equals Israel, etc. The same applies with the names of gods and place names. Sources for the evidence in this regard include the geography of Ptolemy concerning the British Isles and other areas. The Celts practiced the Druidic religion, which has similarities with ancient Canaanite paganism as well as parallels to Levites of ancient Israel and the Pharisees of Judah. In Scotland, there existed strong taboos against swine and other foods interdicted by the Bible. The languages of Celtic Ireland and Gaelic Scotland show Hebrew substructures together with many words of Hebrew origin in their vocabularies. The figure of Yair, son of Manasseh, who was a biblical patriarch, reappears in Ireland and Scotland. Irish and Welsh legends confirm the presence of the Israelites among their ancestors. So after reading this, the connection should be obvious. Here, we are told the Celtic tribes have various names that were corrupt versions of tribal names found in the Israelite culture, as well as a corrupt form of the name of Israel itself. On top of this, we are told the Gaelic language of the Druids and the Celtic languages both have Hebrew similarities, which establishes the Hebrew roots within both languages. Now before we move forward, it's imperative to address the Druidic religious customs that resemble the Levitical priesthood, due to this showing a clear connection between the Israelites and Celtic races. And with that being said, let's go back to the article from originsofnations.org. And it reads, the most common of all Celtic monuments, the chromolith, is to be found not only in most parts of Europe, but also in Asia, including Palestine. Not less ancient in general among the Celtic nations was the circle of upright stones, with either an altar or tall pillar in the center, and, like its prototype at Gilgal, ancient Israel, serving sometimes as a temple of worship, sometimes as a place of national council or inauguration, the rough, unhewn stone used in their circular temples by the Druids was the true orthodox observance of the divine command delivered to Noah. If thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stone. Exodus 20 and 25. Dr. Buford in Druidism Revived says, it is remarkable that all the ancient altars found in Ireland and now distinguished by the name of chromoliths or sloping stones were originally called Bothal or House of God, and they seem to be of the same species as those mentioned in the book of Genesis, called by the Hebrews Bethel, which has the same signification as the Irish Bothal. So here we see the Irish had multiple altars that resembled those found in the Old Testament, and they also called these altars Bothals, which is a corrupt form of the Hebrew word Bethel, and this furthers the connection. But now let's get back to the article, and it reads, the division of time into a 7-day week was practiced by the Irish Celts, identical to the Hebrews. Dr. Thomas More comments that no other nation kept such a hebdomadal 7-day cycle, excepting only among the family of Abraham, a remarkable proof of identity between the two peoples. Now after reading this, there should be no doubt towards the Hebrew, Celtic, and Druidic connections. But in case their weak structures being similar isn't enough, the Druids were also priests to the Celtics, and these priests refused to cut their hair short due to it being considered disgraceful. Now this is interesting due to the Levites being commanded to never cut their hair or beards short in Leviticus 19 and 27. And this is further reiterated when the Father foretells the Levites keeping their hair a certain length in the kingdom in Ezekiel 44 and 20. And with this being said, the Druid customs point to them being the Levitical priesthood more than the Celtics do, which lets us know there were multiple Israelite tribes found among these people. And this explains why the Druids seem to be their own tribe within the Celtic community. Furthermore, we know the Levites dwelled within all Israelite tribes due to them not being given an inheritance of land, as it is written in Deuteronomy 10 and 9, which explains them being among the northern kingdom Israelites who fled Assyria, eventually changing their name from Levites to Druids. Now with all this being said, this video does not imply that the Irish, Scottish, and British are all Israelites. We know many Edomites invaded Europe long ago and took over those lands while retaining the names. And before this, the Japhites held authority over almost all of Europe, which means there are many people in all areas of Europe that descend from various bloodlines. However, this video does imply that a large portion of people claiming Celtic and Druidic heritage will actually descend from the Israelites, and these people are mostly found in areas that contain an Israelite presence, such as Scotland, Britain, and especially Ireland, due to Ireland being where the Celtic people arrived first before spreading throughout Europe. Many of these people will also look just like Europeans due to them assimilating over time, And this is why the Father Yahweh calls the Israelites a speckled bird in Jeremiah 12:9, which is his way of saying the Israelites come in various shades, including brown, black, and white. Now that we have this understanding, if you or anyone you know has Celtic or Druidic ancestry, remind them of their Israelite heritage. And Lord willing, whoever had ears to hear was further edified. Shalom.